What's going on, everyone? Conservative Video Dipper here. Hope y'all are doing good. If you got a dip, pack a lip. Let's talk some truth. First, before we get started into this video review, Trump, I guess, apparently did a tweet that shows a picture of him and Melania, and then the Muslim guy that supposedly is running, a guy that is Muslim, with his wife or a woman uh, side by side, and it kind of is making the left freak out a little bit because they don't like that, not one bit. So I guess we just gotta say the truth, as always. So let's get into it.
Trump posted this disgusting image on his wife's social platform.
Why would they call it disgusting? Because the left aren't ever going to talk about, truthfully, what is the caption entailing? Like, what does it mean for reals? What is the real meaning of it? And they see a picture of two white couples, Trump and Melania. They think, ooh, that's disgusting. That's white supremacy. That's racist. And then they see a picture of a Muslim couple, and they're like, oh, that's good. That's good. Good, good, good. That's not haram or bad or whatever. Obviously, again, we know that the left are absolutely delusional.
Two Americas. Yeah, on one half you have a rapist.
Which, again, they won't tell you that it was in a civil court, and majority of the charges that were alleged against Trump were false. Majority of them were false.
A child molester.
Which is false. He's never, not able to see Trump doing that. That's definitely something that Trump does not do. Does not go around allegedly touching children inappropriately like somebody else we allegedly know, like Biden, like Joe, who, was, again, allegedly caught on live camera touching and sniffing children in the most weird way. That would be considered alleged pedophilic behavior and not appropriate. So, yeah, they don't talk about that.
A convicted felon.
Okay, whatever.
And a man that's such a miserable piece of shit that he can't stay faithful to his wife.
Again, this is another thing that they always love to do. They always love to bash people because it's narcissism. This is what narcs do. They have a self-righteous behavior. They perpetuate self-righteousness. They think they're always right about everything, because they have to be right about everything. And that's what they know how to do, is just try to claim that they're like a god or a deity that is higher and that they know more than anyone else, than us mere mortals. And it's stupid. This is just absolute bad behavior. And on top of that, again, you think about this, what are liberals or the left really known for? Being polygamist, dating or having an open relationship or cutting each other off, like basically the guy watching his girl get porked by another guy. That's kind of what allegedly the left are really known for. And just being wrong and really nuts, but many other things too. But we're not going to go into deeper details. Let's listen.
On the other side, You have a God-loving American patriot.
Do I think that Muslims believe in God? They believe in a God, but not the Christian biblical God, but a God. And this guy just called that Muslim dude a patriot. Do I see them as patriots? I mean, they can be. But remember, this is the alleged person that won the Democratic Socialist spot to be able to hopefully lose in the midterms and not win. And they're calling him a patriot. Yeah, okay. He's not a patriot. We all know what he's going to do. He's going to do the same thing that Zohran Mamdani does. Sharia law. They're not patriots. Now, there are Muslims out there that are probably more patriotic than the left, but not Zohran Mamdani or this other guy.
Exactly right. But that's not what he's trying to represent.
No, what he's trying to represent is there's two different things here. American couple and then Arabic country couple that's from a different country. Okay, so what?
He's saying, look at white greatness.
And as always, the anti-whiteism, which is reverse racism, it's kind of like we're getting tired of the whole black fatigue thing. You know, the black fatigue thing's really starting to add up. The anti-whiteism is really starting to add up, too. It's a thing that's real. These two things people are really getting fucking tired of.
And look at the dirty Muslim.
He didn't say dirty Muslim. There was no caption of that on there. So obviously, again, they're going to blow things out of proportion. They're going to get butthurt. The left are going to say things because they know that they have to have a temper tantrum over everything.
Be responsible for 9/11.
Yeah, that's just not racist just to say that, right? I mean, come on. That was definitely racist. Jesus. We already know the truth about 9/11. We know what happened. A lot of people on the left don't want to talk about it. They don't want to have the conversation that should be had about it. They just rather, again, point and blame and deflect and be racist as possible. That's how bad the left really seek attention. And they try to grab the attention of the gullible.
He must want Sharia law.
Oh, gee, I don't know. Is it possible? Maybe, maybe not. Don't know. I know that was kind of the thing Zohran Mamdani was kind of running with a little bit, but he tried not to make it overly known about it. He was putting a little bit of subtle hints in there, obviously, because he knew that appealing to the Islamic community was one of his big things that he had to do because of his faith in Islam, which, okay, sure, you can believe in Islam, but to virtual signal towards them, that's a far stretch of why he won. That's a little bit of the reason of why he won, was because the Islamic community in New York gathered the support for him.
Let me use Mohammed as his name.
I did not see Trump use in that caption Muhammad. And if you don't know who Muhammad is, it's in Islam, it is one of their prophets.
And scare the white people.
There you go. Another racist point right there. See, this is exactly why we know the left are really good at being racist. Just like yesterday, this guy called the black guy Uncle Tom about 3 times. So it's obvious. I mean, just like with all of these, I'm not again saying that all black people are bad, but we're seeing a overtly amount of ample amount of uh, certain black people in the black community that are behaving badly and poorly, making poor choices, like the lady in the WNBA clotheslining, literally clotheslining a white chick, and then she gets the black woman gets ejected, and then screams on social media white privilege and starts screaming racism because she got ejected because she did something stupid. It's asinine and redundant. That's why people are having this black liberalism fatigue, because we're tired of the black liberals screaming racist and just becoming bad and making the black community in general look bad, when the black community has good people that are looking at this probably thinking the same thing, like, yeah, this doesn't represent us. Why are these people doing this? it's it's stupid. These people literally are doing bad stuff, and they're claiming racism, and they're hating on white people. They're screaming racism towards white people, and being racist towards white people and other people. That doesn't represent the black community. So sure, the black community does have problems with these black people that are in the black community that are racist and that are causing problems. And that's why a lot of people are saying right now, like, we've got black fatigue. It doesn't mean we're tired of every single black person. It just means we're tired of these liberals that are part of the black community that are doing bad things. Just like we're tired of Muslims that are not real good Muslims, that do not represent the good Muslim community. We're getting tired of having to deal with the bad people in general on both sides, because nobody wants to, on the left, deal with it. Nobody wants to do anything about it. That's why people are getting tired of this shit, because they see that this behavior is being perpetuated, and who it is being perpetuated by.
That's what Donald Trump ran on. Go look at the John McCain speech where he took the microphone from that white trash MAGA.
Yeah, again, there's that racism again. See, a white man calling a white woman white trash. See, that's kind of the same thing. We're getting white liberal fatigued too, as well. It's happening. We are getting so fucking tired of it. We're tired of black people that are just making the black community look bad. We're tired of these alleged extremist Islamic people making good Muslims look bad. We're tired of white liberals making white people out to be looking bad. We're just getting tired of it. We have fatigue from all of this. This leftist narratives that they throw out there, it's just boring. It's nothing but hate.
What was she saying? He's a Muslim.
She was alleging that Biden, or not Biden, excuse me, that Obama was a Muslim, which there has been multiple different purports of allegations that he may or may not be Islamic or have ties to the Islamic community, which we don't know whether or not that's allegedly true or not. But those were purports, and that lady kind of ran with it. by saying something about it. And John McCain corrected her. Now, whether or not that is true, again, I don't know, but these leftists don't ever do research when it comes to looking for what is true, what is not true. They just want to go, look how bad these people are. And, oh, yeah, well, since the MAGAs are doing the same thing, we're doing the same thing, but only different. MAGA is actually speaking more truth than the left are. And the left just are trying to go do this whole childish, I know you are, but what am I kind of tactic. It's really tiresome. It's getting to the point where it's really ridiculous. And again, redundant. We don't need to do this. We don't need to argue with these dumb people. These people on the left are just not going to be corrected in any way unless they learn or they decide to finally wake up to reality.
He's a terrorist. He hates America.
In my opinion, I do think Obama didn't really like America. And that's truth. I don't think Obama really did like America. Do I think that he was anti-American? Yes. I think he was allegedly anti-American. He didn't have the best interest for America. That's what, in my opinion, makes me feel like he was anti-American. He didn't have not only not the best interest in America, but he did a lot of virtual signaling, and the fact that he tried to do what he could to make the left absolutely believe everything he said, again, with their mind and their gullibility, they're going to fall for any narcissistic tactics that falls right into their lap, just like that. It's easy for them.
This is who they are. It's who they've always been. They're poisoning the blood of America.
When you want to talk about what Trump said about that, remember what Trump said. He was talking about the illegal immigrants that were coming here and doing allegedly bad things to American people. That's why Trump said it. Trump obviously is going to have things taken out of context by the left because, the left are really well known to do that. And they don't care.
They're eating your dogs and cats. They're raping women and children.
Yes, there was some illegal immigrants instances that did actually happen with that. That did happen. And it's been purported. But the left quickly tried to cover it up or backpedal it because they don't want the illegal immigrants to look bad. Of course, they got a virtual signal towards them. They got to make them look good. So what do? Double down, backpedal, and try to correct it.
Oh, the pilot, he's not qualified if he's black.
Another thing that was taken out of context by Charlie Kirk.
This is all they have left. But this is what he ran on. Because 77 million people voted for this white man.
If you want to take the white part out of the whole equation, 77 or more people voted for Trump because they knew, first and foremost, they knew that Trump was the lesser of the two evil for Kamala. She wasn't even qualified. Trump had more policies that basically were more founded on what conservatives and Republicans really wanted for our country not trying to destroy our country or turn our country into a democracy.
Was the most despicable pile of human shit that God ever made, probably next to Hitler. So far, it's still early in the game.
Now, this is another thing that the left love to do, is compare Trump to Hitler. Why do they try to compare Trump to Hitler? Because multiple reasons. First, it's because they want to depict him as a vile, evil person in the most vile, evil way, which is malicious. And how they do it is very facetious with malicious intent, trying to make Trump look like a evil, vile person like Hitler, which Trump's not. And also because it's buzzwords, talking points that they've heard and that they're gonna, spit, rinse, repeat, and say on demand. You ask them, like, you go out there and you find these leftists holding a sign that says we do down with fascism, and you go up there and you ask them what is fascism, and you have your camera in front of you, they're going to either they more than likely will block your camera, they'll start having meltdowns, you'll hear their voice crack, and they will start either crying, getting angry, perpetuating alleged violence. They'll do all of these things if you ask them anything to basically try to validate what they're reaching for. Like, what validation are you wanting here? Are you wanting to acknowledge that the fact that fascism exists, or do you want to acknowledge that not only does fascism exist in the left community and the Progressive Party, but the left are 100% fascist and using fascist ideologies? Or are you just trying to tell me you want to use that word because it's a buzzword or a word that you heard of the media say, or many other YouTube fake commentary pretend media sources have told you, and you don't know what it means? So where are you going with this? What is it that you are seeking right here? Are you seeking attention, or what's going on? Can you tell me anything without having your voice crack, break, or sound like you're absolutely nervous or you're about ready to cry? They can't do that.
Because they couldn't vote for the most qualified black woman.
She was only 1% black, by the way. Let's just remind us of that. That's true. She was only 1% black. And again, it's got to be about race every time with these people. These people do not understand. They cannot get away from the race part. Even if people are like, we don't need to put that in the conversation or the equation at all, they still have to do it because it's part of their daily task. It's, again, kind of like how Scientology tries to manipulate people. They're trying to manipulate people by using the race bait tactic.
See, the reason that we're still here is two reasons.
Actually, there's no reason. This is what left don't have. They don't have a reason. They're going to make up a reason. And any way, shape, that they can try to cope hard by making up a false reason or false allegations while being misleading and facetious, malicious, with malicious, facetious intent, they're going to try to do some fake, false narratives.
We never properly punished the Confederacy.
This absolutely has nothing to do with the Confederacy, first of all. So again, that was just absolutely blatantly stupid to say right there. That was a stupid thing to say because of not only it has this nothing to do with the Confederacy, but it has more to do with we know exactly what the left are doing, and they're just pissed off because they don't want us to snitch on them or tell people what they're doing. They would rather just keep it a secret and hush hush on the DL. And that's why, because they know the truth. They know that they're like the Dixiecrat Confederates that wanted slavery. They're doing exactly what those people a long time ago have done, but in a different way. They're doing things.
After the Civil War, we might have won the battle, but they won the war.
How did we win? Wait, what? That doesn't make sense. Because if you remember back in history, the Union won. The Americans won, not the Confederates. The Confederates lost. Sure, I will acknowledge, yes, we lost. But there was a reason why we lost. It's not because of people turned against us, our own people walked away from us. No, it was because of, disease, lack of food, lack of, at that time, not very good health care. The soldiers basically were be amputated left and right if they got shot or hurt or whatever. It's a lot of reasons like that. They don't tell you that. Well, okay, so the Confederates had their arms amputated when they got shot because, again, the doctors on the field back then weren't as good as they are now. Lack of food, which is a big problem. They didn't have very much food. They didn't have very much ammo. Um, a lot of sickness, a lot of diseases at that time were going around. I'm trying to remember which one. I don't know if it wasn't smallpox or the virus from the rats. I'm trying to remember that one. But there was a lot of that too. So all of these reasons were partially because of why the Confederates succeeded, but also at the same time because the Confederates knew that they were outnumbered by the Union. The Union did outnumber them by a lot. So again, it really has nothing to do with the Confederates and Civil War. They just want to put that in there because they think that's an open blanket statement to persecute people who still continue to fly the flag like me today.
We just let them back in, and they went from white hoods to red hats.
The white hoods and the red hats, talking points. Obviously, again, very open blanket racist statement coming from these people. This is what you obviously will hear them do a lot of. They try to push their ideology by saying MAGA is kind of like the Ku Klux Klan, the KKK, but in actuality, we're not like the KKK. We're completely opposite of the KKK. We are not like the KKK. The KKK are bad people. What are we? Good people. MAGA is good people that want good things for good people, for everyone. Except for bad people. We want bad people legally punished by the court of law, but they don't. The left don't want that. So that's obviously, again, the way that they try to impose in your mind how bad we are. They try to dictate how much we hate America, but we don't. They do. Cheers, by the way. So we know how much they hate America. They've always hated America. They can't get it. They just cannot understand that. Their hate for America is disgusting and intolerable.
The Daughters of the Confederacy, the Lost Cause, where they lied that the Civil War wasn't about racism.
There again, what this guy's trying to impose into your mind with narcissistic tactics is that they want gullible, stupid people that really can't think for themselves or do research for themselves to believe that this is the same fucking thing as the Confederates fighting in the war. Because what they won't tell you is the rich, the middle class, and the low class were three tiers. So you had the high class, the middle class, and the low class. These two, the middle class and the low class, didn't own slaves. The high class owned slaves only because they were rich. They had enough money. The middle class didn't have enough money to own slaves, nor did the low class have money to own slaves because they were poor. So the middle class and the low class Confederate soldiers were fighting for their land rights. They were fighting for a cause, but not slavery. But as always, the left will never tell you that the high class, the aristocrats, the upper class, were the ones not only fighting for slavery, but they didn't want it abolished. They wanted it to be kept because they thought that was a good thing. So the middle class and the low class basically didn't really have much of a choice in saying the war. Because a lot of boys that were like, I think 16, 17, or 18 would end up joining the military. And they didn't get really much of a choice. They had to. Because when the war was going on, they needed every able body that they could that was not hurt or wounded to go out there and fight. And sometimes, yes, they were lied to about what they were fighting for. Because, like the Democrats, the Dixiecrats would lie to them and say, I want you to fight for slavery. Or I want you to fight for this, that, or the other. They would, they would lie. The Dixiecrats would lie, trying to make it sound not so conventional or convincing that what was going on was really basically they wanted people to go out there and do their bidding, do their thing that they wanted. But in actuality, they weren't really fighting for slavery. That young man was out there fighting for his freedom, his land, and fighting for his life, while the Dixiecrats were putting in their head why this is a good thing, why slavery is a good thing to these people, lying, being facetious about it, and being inhumane about it. Well, wait a minute. I thought you said the Civil War wasn't about racism. It wasn't really. But the Democrats, the Dixiecrats, would do, again, anything they could to lie to people and try to get people to do their fight for their cause. And it's narcissistic tactics that were used back in those days.
The southern states, in their letter of discussion, said it would be detrimental to the economy of the United States.
Now, which southern state said that? That's another thing that you try to ask them, they may not know. Not all of them will know it. Some of them may, on the left, actually know which southern state said that. Probably sounds more like Mississippi and other states, not Tennessee, but states that were Democratic, that were Dixiecratic, probably more than likely said that.
If we abolish slavery, because God designed black people to handle the tropical suns to pick our vegetables.
This is just to me another form of trying to be really cutesy about not being racist and how they think about black people.
That's not anything except racism. But see, Donald Trump and his MAGA base, they actually don't want to move past 1619.
That's funny that most majority of the left would say that because again, move past the war, they can't move past Jim Crow era, 1960s, the era where black people were treated like shit. They can't move past it. And they claim we're stuck in 1776. Like a record. Yeah, okay. Just remember, we're way past it. We're to the point now where we're just fatigued with liberalism. It's liberal fatigue. And it's draining everybody. It's draining energy out of people because people don't want to acknowledge on the left that every bullshit lie that they say is just what it is. It's bullshit lies. It's continuing to try to make up a reason, a rational reason for them that they still want to be racist and they want racism. That's what the left are only doing. They're trying to rationalize it. While we're over here on the MAGA side saying there's no rationalizing it. You can't rationalize it at all. There's no good thing with racism or hate or bigotry. None of that is good. It's bad. It's no. But they love it on the left.
Or 1776. They don't want black people, immigrants, Muslims.
Why does the left always say these things? Because again, it hurts their feelings to know that illegal immigrants or trying to come here illegally is illegal. First of all, you can't do that. You got to be here legally. Well, you can't be legal on stolen ground because the United States was stolen ground. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. It was not stolen land. Try again. And they go to that excuse majority of the time because they know it wasn't stolen land. They know exactly. If they know their history, they know exactly what happened. If they read their true history, they can see what really freaking happened and how the United States became the United States in the first place. They just can't handle that we don't want illegal immigrants in our country and we do not want alleged extremist Islamist sympathizers in our country that are going to sympathize with those people or be okay with this crap. We don't want that. And we know that. We're tired of it. We've dealt with it enough. Immigration policies. Biden's immigration policy sucked ass. Trump's immigration policy. He has more deportations than Biden did under the Biden administration. Biden administration had less deportation than Trump does. They can't handle that. They don't want to acknowledge that. Because again, it's all about nobody is allegedly illegal on stolen land, which is not stolen. U.S. is not stolen land. Sorry to break it to you people on the left that are gullible.
Mexicans, Latinas, Asians,
If you come here legally, we're fine with you. We don't got a problem with you if you're legal. But if you're illegal, we have a problem with you. Well, that's the only thing. They just want people here illegally to mooch off of our government and kiss the butt of our government because they want free stuff. When we don't get free stuff here, we've never gotten free stuff. American citizens have never had that advantage, but the illegals do. That's kind of shitty and that's unfair. So they want to claim that it's fair, but I don't see it as fair. Because how is it fair that U.S. citizens have to allegedly pay for illegal immigrants healthcare, insurance, or pay for their driver's license or anything that they have or want? It's not fair. It's just extremely unfair and brutally honest. It's bullshit, is what it
want
is.
anybody that doesn't look or sound like me to be in this country, especially not in power.
Oh, so he's talking about why we don't want people that are Muslim in power or from other countries in power. Good question. Why don't we want that? Because we know exactly what their intentions are. Their intentions are not for the people. Their intentions are going to be their allegiance to what they know, what their country is based off of, socialistic ideologies or alleged extremist ideologies that are not good, that American people don't want to have to deal with in the first freaking place. That's why we have those problems and why we don't want them here doing that shit or having control. People like AOC, her allegiance isn't to the country. She's not illegal, she's American, but her allegiance is far from what our country wants. Ilhan Omar, her allegiance is to allege extremist ideologies in her not only alleged religious base, but her political base. That's why we don't want them in power, because we can't trust what they want or are going to do, because we have seen now more than anything what they're going to do.
250 years is the anniversary of this white supremacist country.
This country isn't white supremacist, which again, this is their racist ideology that America is a white supremacist country. No, it's not. It's just they are. They're white supremacist. They're racist. They hate America. They don't like the fact that we don't want illegal immigrants coming through because we can't afford the illegal immigrants mooching off of our damn government. We can't afford half of the shit here already that's being given to them for free. We can't deal with that. That's not fair. Again, there's got to be equal balance here. If you're going to come here legally, fine. You'll get the benefits and you'll reap the benefits of the American establishment, but follow the rules and regulations to a T. Don't be doing shit that you shouldn't be doing or bringing shit over that you know you shouldn't be allegedly bringing over, like drugs or alleged child trafficking or allegedly raping, murdering people. Don't do that. We can't deal with that. We don't want to deal with that. We're trying to stop it. But they want it on the left. They would rather radicalize people that are okay with it. That's wrong. That's radicalizing. That's just basically doing things that are anti-American.
And even 51% of our country are women. We've never
I don't know if our country is 50%, 51% women, but okay.
had a woman president.
Yeah, we never had a woman president. Gee, I wonder why. Can you imagine what would happen? Imagine what would allegedly happen if we had Hillary or Kamala as president on a bad day. I'm hot, I'm cold, fuck it, launch the nuclear missile, boom! No, but seriously. Because we just haven't voted that way. Majority of the time it's been men. And it's just how America is. It's not sexist. America is not sexist or misogynistic at all. It's just how it is. It's how the vote goes. I mean, there's been a lot of women that have tried, like not only Hillary and Kamala, but there's been other women that have tried and have failed. Republican side and Democratic side, too, that have failed to become president. It's just the way it has been.
Gee, I'm sure it has nothing to do with the patriarchy.
No, it doesn't. It just has to do with the way how people vote. It's about politics and policies over what gender you are. I mean, to a degree, we're not going to have a freaking transgender trying to run for office and expect a good out of it, especially if they're like alleged extreme radically left. We know that there's going to be no good from that one. So, yeah, we kind of know that. What do you expect?
Sure, you can be anything you want except president.
Yeah, that's what they keep telling people. You can be anything you want. If you're a male, you can be a female. If you're a female / male, you're non-binary. This is the delusion that they put into people's heads. It's what they would consider us as the patriarchy. But it's not really the patriarchy to them. It's more of the oligarchy, or much, much more.
And the irony that we went from Barack Obama.
Oh, the irony. Barack Obama, the first black president. Oh, my God.
A black president.
Who did no good for our country, who fucked up America.
To a white supremacist.
He's not white. Trump is not a white supremacist. Again, these talking points show you exactly where they stand.
Is exactly the problem with this country. Because
no, if the problem is that these leftists cannot understand that maybe it's not time yet for a woman to control our country. Maybe it's not a good idea to let women control things because of certain possible reasons. There could be multiple alleged reasons for it. I think, honestly, one big reason is men are not as emotional as women. Some men have more control over their emotions than a woman. So a woman president probably would not be a good idea because she may get really emotional and overreact. Male president more than likely would digest information, take information for as what it should be, just whether hearsay or truth, and make the decision based on what is needed correctly to be done.
It got triggered that a black man was in the White House.
Nobody got triggered that Obama was in the White House. Nobody. Except we didn't like Obama. because Obama fucked up America and he lied multiple times about what he would do. When in actuality, we saw what he did. We saw that he was allegedly playing buddies with the enemies. And that wasn't what we wanted. We don't want to be buddies with the enemies. We want the enemies to know that we're serious. We're going to defend ourselves. Our country is going to do what it has to do to defend itself the legal way and make sure that they know we're not going to tolerate shit from the other side.
Instead of out in the fields picking their cotton, that the outside of the White House didn't match the inside, and y'all just lost your shit.
Kind of like how the left right now are losing their shit over Trump, right? It's ironic. They think that we lose our shit over the smallest thing, but they do. They lose their shit over everything and anything. Just even spilt milk. Oh my God, that's racist. That milk is white privilege. It's white supremacist. It's racist. Oh my God. That's what these idiots do. They overreact. Kind of like not something you really should be overly emotional about. It's spilled milk, for crying out loud.
And he ran on a platform of misogyny and
misogyny. Let's talk about that. Did Trump really run on misogyny? No. You can ask them what is one thing misogynistic that Trump has said besides allegedly calling women fat, ugly, and calling the one reporter piggy and going after Rosie O'Donnell, a public figure who verbally, maliciously, with facetious, malicious intent, targeting Trump and saying nasty shit about him. What did Trump say that was misogynistic? Nothing, really. Other than he speaks truth and it hurts their feelings. Again, truth hurts their feelings more than they would like to admit. Because they are misogynistic. The left do run on misogyny, hate, and bigotry. Not truth. And it hurts their feelings that Trump runs on truth more than their misogyny and their idiotic tactics.
Racism and white supremacy.
Oh yeah, Trump ran on racism and white supremacy. What is one thing that Trump did that was racist? Nothing. One thing that Trump did that was white supremacist. Absolutely fucking nothing. Other than he just doesn't want illegal immigrants here because some of them are allegedly problematic, and not only that, but they shouldn't be here illegally. That's it. That's not racist. That's not white supremacist. That's just fucking facts. Facts over feelings, cupcakes. Y'all on the left really need to start understanding this. It's not facts that you say. It's your feelings. Because your feelings are hurt. The left get their feelings hurt more often than not when you say something truthful. It just makes them literally shut down. It's like they start instantly going to the error message. It doesn't compute with them, with what you say.
A convicted felon and a rapist.
He was tried for alleged rape in a civil court that these two women that alleged that he did it to them lied about. They allegedly lied about. A convicted felon, sure, he has alleged felon convictions, but not enough to disqualify him for being president of the United States. They can't grasp or know legality laws. They don't know that. They all think that they can run around and pretend that they're fucking Denny Crane or Alan Shore from Boston Legal. They think that they're lawyers and they know everything. They don't. They don't look into legality and what can or cannot disqualify a president from being president. There are things that can, yes, disqualify a president, not only if that person's not an American U.S. citizen or is not of the age, but multitude of other things. They don't tell you that because they think they're lawyers. And again, we're not lawyers, nor do we claim to be one or pretend to be one. We just know some legality things over here because I do research. Unlike the left, they don't do research.
Convinced you by tapping into your racism that
we don't tap into racism here. That's the left. And when the left love to use that, you guys tap into your racism, where's the racism? Oh, it's racist to not want illegal immigrants coming over here allegedly doing things that they shouldn't be doing, not only just coming here illegally, but allegedly raping, murdering, child trafficking, and killing, and all multitude of other things. We don't want that. So how are we racist for not wanting that shit? Apparently the left want it. Again, they're okay with it. But we're not over here on the conservative side.
the dirty brown people.
See how he just quickly was very quick to call them dirty brown people. And he claims that we're racist. The left always claimed that we're the ones saying that shit, but we're not. We're not. We've never said dirty brown people. We've never mentioned that. We're just saying no illegal immigrants. No, thank you. Please go home or deport them immediately so that we don't deal with them because they're doing things or they're here illegally. That's it. That's not racist. But they think it's racist. And this is another thing. They use that word racist a lot. And they kind of wag their fingers at you and shake their fingers at you for claiming you're not. But they're very quick to show their racism and their hate towards people. Because it's their ignorance, not us.
We're destroying America. You know how stupid you have to be to believe that?
Well, you know how stupid you have to be to not believe that some of that shit's happening? Very stupid. Because it's obvious what is happening. We have illegals here that came here under the Biden administration because Biden allowed it. And now they're being deported back because Trump's tired of it. Trump's tired of letting these people that are here illegally getting free stuff or doing things that they shouldn't towards alleged U.S. citizens that are not okay. That's just how it is. It's called facts, not feelings. It's facts. It's factual. Anybody can find it.
Do you?
How stupid do you have to be to believe CNN, MSNBC, ABC, the Young Turks, Midas Touch? How stupid do you have to be to believe them? Pretty stupid. But again, this is how gullible they are on the left.
And see, Donald Trump is not the actual problem with this country.
You're right. He's not. It's people that are on the left that are the problem. And people that want illegal immigrants and bad things to happen to U.S. citizens that are the problem. You're right. That's definitely the fucking problem. And we're dealing with it. But y'all on the left love to bitch, moan, complain about it. because you think that your feelings are factual, because your feelings, your little fifis, are not the issue. Well, they are the issue. One of many of the issues.
His white trash face is.
Again, nice racism coming from a white guy that's pretty poetic, that you'd be that empathetic and stupid and gullible to believe. That's the problem. When it's problem like people like the left and this guy that perpetuate bullshit narratives that want to continue to claim it's the white conservative problem. It's not. It's the problem is the stupid people voting for stupid people that think that voting for stupid people because they're stupid enough to believe it and listen to majority of the things that the media and the stupid people they vote for in it shows. It's narcissism.
Because they keep voting for it to make America white again.
Nope. As usual, it's the narcissistic tactics that always kind of show themselves. It's like jokes write themselves, obviously. We see it 1,000 times with listening to these people. They're crude, rude, and inhumane. They have no idea what really should be done for America. They don't have the best interest in America. They just would rather let America suffer. Schadenfreude.
To keep it white. To go.
No. But that's, again, typical coming from the racist ideologies.
Back to segregation.
See, you see how they love to talk about segregation. Like, they know a shit ton about segregation. They don't know shit about segregation because they've never been in a situation like that ever before. They've never had segregation happen to them. They've never had to deal with it. And they think it still happens to this day. No, it doesn't. It does not happen today.
Gerrymandering all the black districts. This is not going to be fixed by the midterms.
Hopefully it does, and hopefully a lot of conservatives win more than Democrats.
Because this is not an issue of Democrat or Republican.
It is. It kind of is. It is that issue.
There's not enough people that look like me that want to acknowledge why we're here.
Because people are getting tired of being gerrymandered towards or told that they're bad people for being white. White people are tired of hearing that shit. It's blatantly obvious. It's very obvious. That's it. It's just white people are tired of being trashed on, shit talked on, and being shit on constantly, continuously, consecutively every fucking day of the week. Like what this guy does. He shits on white people, and he's a white guy. He's a middle-aged white guy that has narcissistic derangement syndrome, Trump derangement syndrome, if you will. That's what it is. And that's what these people on the left have. And they won't ever acknowledge that.
And if you do acknowledge it, you're not willing to be uncomfortable.
Just like how allegedly he said yesterday about allegedly voting for white supremacy. That was blatantly obvious yesterday.
And take the lumps.
Why do white people have to be uncomfortable? For what reason? Don't. It's just you people on the left want white people to be uncomfortable because you're hate-filled. That's it. That's all you people do on the left is hate, hate, hate. Yes, some Republicans do that too. fear mongering. Both sides fear monger against each other. They pin each other as enemies. But in reality, what do we see? Both sides are shit talking each other. Both sides are going to say something. Okay, what's true and not true out of what they've just said? That's where you got to go with it. Think about what is being said and in the context of it, not just, oh my God, that sounds racist or this, that, and the other. No. Too many people do that. That's what people do.
You're not willing to talk to your brother-in-law or sister-in-law or mom or dad or grandma or aunt because you don't want it to be uncomfortable.
Why should we? Why should we be uncomfortable? Why? What's the point? Other than the left want us to be uncomfortable because of Schadenfreude. The left would rather make us miserable for being who we are. See, this is all of what I've said multiple times. And multiple times I will continue to say this. Schadenfreude. They want us to be uncomfortable because they want to say white bad, brown and illegals good. When we know there's a problem in America with illegals and within the alleged black community, there are issues going on that do need to be dealt with and polished up a little bit on to make it better. But they don't want to solve the problem. They want to become more of the problem.
You know what? If you're black in this country or not white, you don't have the luxury of putting your head up your ass and acting like it doesn't affect you.
Actually, anybody has the luxury of saying anything. Black people have the luxury of opening their mouths just as much as we do. Anybody has the right to open their mouth. Black people, white people, Hispanics, Native Americans, they can open their mouth and speak for themselves. They don't need these lefty yahoos running around trying to speak for them. I think everybody can just use their voice, except for people that are not able to speak for themselves. Then that's different. That's a different capacity of a situation that definitely needs to be handled. Speaking up more for the voiceless, or the people that are not only not able to speak for themselves, but are scared to because they're afraid of possible potential repercussions. People can open their mouths and speak because that's what was intended for us to use. That's why we have lips, mouths, and a tongue and a vocal box.
That's privilege.
No. And this whole privilege thing is bullshit. What privilege do I have as a white person that everybody else doesn't have? Nothing. A black person can do a job just as much as I can, or native, or Asian, or any other race can do just the same thing as anybody else. They're capable, more incapable. It's just the fact that some people would rather have the luxury of being lazy and do nothing for themselves than do good for themselves. That's the truth. That's just what they choose to do. You have the ability to go out and find a job, a 9-to-5 job, 1 or 2 jobs, and do it and succeed and try to get enough money to make a down payment on your house or a car or whatever you're after. You can do it. Black people are not suffering more or less than anyone else. It's just the black community does have some alleged issues with things going on, again, that do need to be dealt with within their community, that I think honestly can be dealt with properly by having the proper president or the proper people in office actually help and try to make a difference by saying, look, what is our issue? Oh, black on black crime rate? Okay. How do we solve it? Let's find a solution. Oh, we've got such and such an issue going on in certain communities, in certain states. Okay, let's deal with it. Let's deal with it so that everyone's comfortable, everyone's happy. Not just, hey, let's race bait and try to go after certain people and say certain people are underprivileged more than these other people that allegedly are being claimed to have more privilege. It's called the privilege to be lazy, to choose to be lazy or not. I choose not to be lazy because that's just me. I don't want to be lazy. I'm not a lazy person. I do things around the house. Most 99.9% of the time, I am not going to be lazy because I know I got things I can do. And it motivates me to pass the time and day. It's a choice. You have a choice. But certain people just choose not to do things for themselves because they want everything to be handed to them for free. And that's not how it fucking works in America.
Has nothing to do with money. When are you going to start fighting and actually fixing this country?
We are. But it's the left that don't want to fight and fix it. They don't want to fight to fix it. They would just rather fight to destroy it more than fix it.
Because black people have dealt with this shit for 400 years.
Not in today's society. No, they haven't dealt with it. See, this is again virtual signaling and gerrymandering. This is kind of them trying to use the most linguistic way of speaking for the black community when the black community can definitely speak out for themselves. And I think, honestly, the black community does need to start telling these white liberals, shut the fuck up. We don't need you guys speaking for us. We can speak for ourselves just quite well without you gerrymandering and perpetuating racism and hate towards people in our namesake and for our community's sake. We don't want that. The black community should start doing that. They should resent this kind of talking points that this guy's doing or that the left are doing. They should push back against it.
And too many people that look like me.
Again, virtual signaling, not anything that needs to be done. Again, I think definitely the black community should start pushing back on this and saying, you white liberals on the left really need to shut the fuck up and stop trying to do this for our sake. Because you're not helping us. You're ruining us. And not only are you ruining us, but you're ruining your own community as well. You're making yourself look absolutely stupid and ridiculous. And it really is stupid and ridiculous and asinine.
Sat around and said, it doesn't affect me.
But how many liberals sit around and say it doesn't affect me and they don't do shit? A lot. Oh, I have a job. Or I could get a job and have everything I want. Oh, I could be lazy because having a job isn't going to affect me in my mental illness. It's going to prevent me from having more capitalistic beliefs.
Can't afford to do anything. I don't want to be uncomfortable.
That's exactly what liberals do. They don't want to be comfortable. They would rather be uncomfortable. They would rather make everyone else miserable. Schadenfreude people. This is what they do. They love to be assholes to people that disagree with them and that tell them, get off your lazy butts. Stop speaking for every community that you think you can virtual signal towards and get a job. Just do right for yourself for once, for the love of God.
That is why we're here.
No.
Unchecked, unaddressed white supremacy.
Where's the white supremacy? See, this is how stupid these people are. There is no white supremacy coming from MAGA. You know where it's coming from? The alt left. The alleged extremist left. And from the people that are white supremacists, neo-Nazis, that are alleged extremists. But they don't want to address it.
So we got Donald Trump and Make America White Again.
No, it's Make America Great Again.
Donald Trump is the Hail Mary for white people to hold on to white power.
No. See, again, this is what liberals and lefty lunatics like this guy would say. Because he wants you to be fearful that democracy is going to end and virtual signaling is going to end because people are going to start pushing back more and more against it and say, shut up, stop. People are pushing back more and more now than ever. I've seen it. And they're getting tired of it. The left are getting tired of being pushed back against because people are tired of what the left is saying and have been saying for a long ass time. It's toxic behavior.
As long as possible. He will burn Rome to the ground in order to maintain white power. He is the...
No, that is not true. See, here's the thing. Think of the left as like Caesar. Give unto Caesar what is Caesar. I do not come to weep over Caesar, but I come to bury Caesar. And bury Caesar I will. That's what we're trying to do. The Conservative Party is trying to do, is allegedly bury, metaphorically, Caesar. But the left just want to keep trying to take the dirt off of Caesar and unbury him because they think Caesar is still relevant. They think that Caesar is still going to do good. But Caesar has not done no good. Caesar has done wrong. Caesar has wronged his people. So why should they continue to metaphorically unbury Caesar and think that Caesar is right and has done right when Caesar has wronged many people of his own? See, that's the ideology they don't understand, is that you can't think that you're doing right for people when you are wronging people by claiming stupid things like that's just what Trump wants, to hold white power. That's not what Trump at all wants to hold. He has never been about white power. He has never been about white supremacy, racist ideologies. It's the left. It's these anti-American leftists, alleged terrorists and extremists that hold that power and that belief because they have been brainwashed to believe it. That's why, again, metaphorically, we have to bury Caesar. And we need to do it. And that's why we have Trump to help us metaphorically bury Caesar. But again, the left don't want it.
Grand Wizard.
And all of these name callings that these left do is absolutely childish, redundant, stupid, and makes them look petty.
Of this country. It's about time we just call it out for what it is.
What? Nothing. It's absolutely nothing. You lunatic. It's absolutely fucking nothing. That's lunacy. That's just idiocracy. Trying to claim it's something that it's not.
Donald Trump is a white supremacist.
No, he's not, because he's never had white supremacist ideologies. And every time you ask them, name one white supremacist ideology that Trump has had, they can't come up with a fucking thing because that's how dumb and gullible these people on the left are. They're stupid. They're morons. They don't know no better. It's like they're a sponge. They absorb everything they hear from bad politicians, the media, and people that they surround themselves with that have the same bad ideas.
Convicted felon and a rapist. And 77 million people were so disgusting that you just couldn't vote for the black woman.
Who was only 1% black. That was an absolute idiot and was not qualified.
Have a white day.
Anyway, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys later.